Hey, run that thing up.
Grade A.
Yes, sir. We are back. Episode 4 of the Grade A show. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing today, man?
What's
Y'all
going
good?
on, man?
Y'all
Doing
good,
good, man.
What's up?
Yes, sir. We
I'm a
are
little
back.
jealous of Ace, man. Ace, tell him where you at, man.
It's looking good, man.
Hey,
Where you live from, man?
coming to you live from the Belize City, man.
My boy drinking on some juice, I see. Yeah. That is juice, everybody.
Sunlight.
Hold on, let's see that sunlight, man. You in the shade right now. Let's see that sunlight, man.
Living the dream. Living the dream, man.
Living La Vida Loca. Okay.
Talk about me right now.
Listen, man, before we start the show, please, guys, anybody viewing, like the show, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate in advance for everything that you guys have been doing, sharing, commenting. Just keep it going. Let's keep going. But let's get into it, man. Real quick. NBA season trade deadline. There were 15 trades. I'm hearing 19, but 15 trades happened and 39 players are finally on some new teams. I think the rosters are finally set. I think we still have the buyout option going on still right now. But let's get into it, man. I want to do a quick thing. I want to run down each and every trade and just give each team a grade of what y'all think they got on those transactions. I mean, where do y'all want to start? There's a whole lot that happened.
We can start with the meaningless ones. I'll tell you that much.
Well, let's not say meaningless. I mean, you don't know who lives may change.
Man, campaign and Pat Beverly is it ain't doing nothing.
It might though. The Pat Beverly defense type culture. He already snatching the clipboards during timeouts.
That's because he a dog. We ain't got too many dogs in that Bucks team.
That sound like he doing a lot of barking and not a lot of producing on that court.
Campaign doing that type of barking? Nah, I think that might help. New York Knicks. Let's talk about my Knicks, huh? New York Knicks look.
No. Listen, everybody. Ace is not a Knicks fan. He is a Brooklyn Nets fan. Let's get that clear.
You from Manhattan now?
Oh, wait a minute. New York Knicks look a lot better.
Okay.
Let's go with that. Miami been pulled the plug on Terry Rozier, so I still stand on that.
I was mad. I was mad they didn't make a move to get a big man with Bam, but
I mean, I realize big men are hard to really come by who have the skill set you need. So why not? They got the point guard they needed. I guess Kyle Lowry didn't go anywhere yet, but Spencer Dinwiddie got picked up, I believe, officially this morning by the Lakers.
Pointless. That's pointless, but
well, that gives the type of ball handler and an offensive somebody to run the offense. So Austin Reeves could really just stay into that 2 role as far as the scoring and pushing the pace and going like that.
So what's the point of getting Gabe Vincent? But we're gonna discuss that later. We're gonna discuss them Lakers.
A shooter instead of a point guard. Obviously, Boston. You guys made some trades. How y'all feel about that?
Don't, man. It's just a scrap. He's kind of Xavier Tillman is a decent pickup for what we didn't have to for what we gave up. But I mean, he's gonna clean glass. He's gonna be able to stretch the floor, so that helps with the spacing on offense. Is it really like a needle mover? Not necessarily. He could help in the playoff. He got some playoff experience. I still wish they would play Jordan Walsh more. I think he could help a lot off that bench as another wing defender with size. So, but it don't mean nothing for them until that if they ain't playing in May or June.
I do like that guard that they got there from Philly. I think I haven't seen him play much, but I did see him play when we played them.
What guard? You traded for a guard?
Was it Springer? His last name Springer?
Oh, Jaden. Oh, I forgot. Jaden Springer. Yeah. He's strong, I guess.
You know, I think they'll probably put him in the G League to develop a little bit, but hopefully He could get some time. I do think Xavier Tillman is a nice piece to the depth for the bigs that we have. I just know he has a lot of injury problems and stuff like that. So hopefully,
he's dealing with a knee right now. A knee injury.
Yeah, but he's a good guy, a solid piece.
I saw Gordon Hayward to OKC. He's not like
he won't be playing until after the All-Star break too.
Washed.
Reports were saying.
I mean, the All-Star break is this weekend, so
do y'all got Gordon Hayward starting on that OKC lineup?
Yes, I believe he should start at the 3, move J-Dub to the 2. And I think, like I've been saying for since he got to the league, honestly, especially after last season, Josh Giddey can, or for those who know him, number 3, he can come off the bench and give you that kind of Manu Ginobili type of role. I think he will excel at that. His play style is similar to that. Minus that athleticism that Ginobili had, so I think he will fit perfect as their 6th man.
To piggyback on what Trey said, that's tricky. You constructed it well to where it can work and go straight to the lineup. They've been a hot team without him there, so it'll be between him getting off the bench or Giddey coming off the bench because they've been winning. They've been having them type of momentum, rhythm, and everything like that. So if he could pick up the pace exactly where they can leave off at, he could start. If not, he'll have to prove himself coming off the bench.
It's a great move too to add on to what Ace said because it's a contract year, so it's a money dump. So he comes off the books after this season. They really just need him for that postseason run, for that veteran experience. His play style, he doesn't need the ball. He could play off of J-Dub, Chet, and Shea. So having that extra shooter on the court, someone that get the cut, can rebound, and can facilitate, I think it just helps their offense even more and their chances in the postseason.
So 2 things. I want to get back to the trade with the Bucks. Do you guys think that Patrick Beverley going there is going to move that needle for the defensive end for the Bucks over there? Do you think that he's going to be able to help out Damian Lillard a lot more on that end for those guys? Does he really move the needle on that side of the court, given the stage in his career right now?
Trey, before you go, because I'm not going to be as – I know Trey really don't allow no nonsense. I'm going to say a little bit, but not too much. Now, PJ Tucker, when he was there, he's guarding bigs, forwards, point guard, like he's, all over. Pat Bev can only guard but somebody a little bit taller than him. I feel like he brings energy as far as defense. He'll be on the side, coaching up. He'll be diving on the ball, diving on the floor, giving that type of energy they need. Like, all right, let's do this. We got this. So he has the potential to, but we'll see how that goes. When you put him on the floor, you take away a shooter, but you gain defense. So it's like a little catch-22 in a sense for me.
Yeah, I will say this is probably Beverly's best season shooting the ball in his career. So he's been shooting it well. So he's not necessarily a liability on offense. I don't think it moves much because their bigger issue wasn't. Well, I wouldn't say it was the perimeter defense was the biggest issue because it is considering Dame. I just don't think he's going to move the needs to where it will be able to be substantial in the playoffs. They're still, and if I watch another Milwaukee game, if you watch their games, they still switch the 1 and the 5, the big and the point guard, the center and the point guards on pick and roll. Why is Robin Lopez or Brook Lopez guarding Shea, Trae Young's on pick and roll? If you check, so no free plug, if you watched our live reaction video with Phoenix and Milwaukee, you can see Booker coming off the pick and roll, and I think it was Robert Lopez. He's playing off because he can't press up on him because he's going to get by him, and he gives him too much space. He can take the mid-range pull, which is what Booker loves to do. So with them having that issue, it's kind of like they don't have enough depth to play the perimeter defenders. Like Jay Crowder's good on the wing. We know what Dame is on defense. We know what Beverly can do, but Malik Beasley's going to be – you're going to bang on Malik Beasley or Pat Connaughton. I just don't see that. So it's just going to wane more on Giannis' shoulders defensively and Brook if they can stay healthy. And it sucks now because Middleton just had an ankle injury, so we don't know how long he might be out.
Middleton had an injury with his ankle, and they just traded Robin away too. So,
they did let go of Robin Lopez.
They did him to I believe Sacramento or
Bobby Portis.
I mean, the thing we got to keep in mind too, and I was talking to Clips on that reaction video the other day, is that The screenplay on defense is just not there anymore. We don't have guys fighting. I think with Milwaukee, with Beverly being there, yeah, he brings energy in that locker room, but I think it's going to be a lot of just, barking and yapping. I don't think he's going to move the needle for them. A man or woman, whatever you want to call it, ain't nobody going to put effort into somebody else to do what they have to do on the court. Doc Rivers could put it all in place, but those guys, I think since Doc Rivers been there, they're 1-5. It's not Doc Rivers' fault. It's an effort thing. Doesn't make any sense.
That's interesting.
It doesn't make any sense. You talk about the screens and stuff like that. I mean, Damian Lillard has to fight through that stuff. There's no reason why, damn well you can't guard nothing 6'6", 6'7" and up. You're not a defender. You got to fight through those screens. Giannis is out there giving everything he got, but he can't put the team on his back like that.
Well,
it's interesting too that you say
Portland offense where it's like we'll outscore you, and that was our defense. But this ain't Portland anymore. This is Milwaukee. Go ahead, Trey. My fault.
No. I was just saying it's interesting. We're not blaming Doc Rivers for going 1-5 or 1-4, but they fired their head coach in the middle of the season, and he was 30-18. That's just interesting.
Well, I'm not gonna say we not blaming Doc Rivers. Peso went with that.
We as in like the media. Like a lot of the media was blaming Adrian Griffin for that, and it's like it was the same thing we were saying. It's on the players. The players got to put that effort.
They got this man as the all-star coach.
That's the funny thing, but it's because Missoula can't coach back-to-back seasons. But even still, it's gonna get to the point where they're gonna go to the playoffs, and if they fail, it's gonna go right on Doc. And this could be Doc's last coaching stop. But at the same time, I just find it intriguing that a lot of people don't want to blame Doc for this slow start since he's been coaching the team, but they got rid of a coach who had him 30-18 because of the defensive situation. So it's just intriguing. I mean, like I said, hopefully AG gets another chance at coaching, but just something to keep in mind and notice.
Especially they were number 2 in the East. Doc said he's nice enough to give him. He's going to give AG the money he gets for coaching the All-Star team. He's going to give him any type of awards he wants. He's going to forward over to him, but he's in a situation, and sorry to say, but he gets a team like this in the middle of a season with high expectations, which, he's used to those championship expectations. But it's a difference when you were there from the beginning versus picking it up almost midway in the season. But
and I know we got it. Oh, go ahead.
His record as far as blowing leads, they blew a couple leads so far. It just happens, but not consecutively. The way we gave other players a chance to – not other players. The way we gave other teams a chance to gel together, maybe he'll find his way with them, and he'll go from there.
Yeah. Make sure you zoom that in, Peso, because I love this. You went right to what I was about to say. Because I know we ain't going to be on this topic much, but can we give Cleveland some love, please? Cleveland's balling. They're balling. They won, I think, the last 15 to 16 games. Donovan Mitchell's proving why he's the best shooting guard in the league. Can we get some love for this team, please? They're getting healthy now. Come on now. I'm just saying.
Let me say that again because
34 and 16.
They're getting healthy now. Mobley's back in the lineup. Allen's been balling. Mitchell's been doing what he does as the best shooting guard in the league. Garland's getting back healthy. I'm just saying, Cleveland's not the team to mess with.
Donovan Mitchell is the best shooting guard in the league?
Yes, I believe he is the best shooting guard in the league.
Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah.
I mean, who would you have, Ace, as the best shooting guard right now?
Would you want Devin Booker? I don't see Devin Booker being better than him.
Hey, no, it don't matter. I'm just looking at these stats. Okay, I mean, Cleveland is good, but Milwaukee makes a push. New York makes a push. That 2-4 can change. Unfortunately, with Embiid.
We'll move forward after this, but just take a look right now. Cleveland's in a sweet spot. Milwaukee's right there at 34 and 19. They're only 2 games from dropping down to the 5th seed.
And then New York.
I think that second seed is very, very important in the East for specifically home field advantage in the first and second round. So if Cleveland could stick in that second seed, I mean, that's going to be big for them. They was eliminated last year in the first round. So if you got a team like a Miami Heat or Orlando Magic, who's, Miami's not having, the year that we all would think, but they show up in the playoffs, things could be different then. But I think that number 2 seed is very important. As far as the Milwaukee Bucks, they could be in a hot spot if they drop down in them standings.
Philadelphia, due to their injury, they're trying to stay afloat, so that's understandable. They made some trades too with Buddy Hield, some shooters, so hopefully they can stay afloat or possibly climb. But I love the fight. After this All-Star break, I'm looking forward to the competition really rising as far as that March Madness type of heat in the NBA.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to give that Cavs team some love because they've been the hottest team in the NBA for like the last 4 or 5 weeks, given the run they've been on. So I want to show some love to them.
So let's get back to these trades, man, because there was a lot more that happened.
Yeah. Also, for the standings, I believe Milwaukee has the toughest schedule, one of the toughest schedules to end the season.
Second.
So that's something to keep in mind also.
Yeah. So all those Bucks fans out there, man, I don't know, but I also don't give a damn. Let's get to it. Back to these trades. Real quick, let's go back to the Knicks. I know Ace, you brought that up. I'm hearing a lot of people saying that Boban deal put the Knicks as the best trade deadline team, make transaction, whatever. I definitely think it was a good pickup for them. Boban's a shooting at a high clip. He's been doing it for Utah since he's been there, and Detroit as well, I think, before that. Them getting Alec Burks back was pretty big too. I know he used to play there. It was kind of like he, left, came back type stuff. But I think that's a solid, like at least 25 points off the bench, depending on how Thibodeau uses those rotations over there.
25.
Boban?
Oh, Bob. Oh,
no. I'm saying Boban and Alec Burks. Boban and Alec Burks collectively, that's 25 points off that bench.
I just want to say, real quick, but Thibodeau's style of coaching, though, is almost like that AAU. It's like, all right, first 6, first 7, first 8, let's go. With this trade, I feel like they have more scrappy players, which they would need. Randall's resting out right now due to the injury, but when they come back, let's get the ball moving. Defense and offensive production. When you have two-way players, it makes things a lot easier as far as subs and really rhythm. You don't really have to switch out because if somebody's lacking on one end, the other end, and things like that.
I agree. This Thibodeau, no excuses for this roster. We know how Thibodeau is as a coach. He doesn't play like a lot of players, like Ace was mentioning. Now, Boban might start for these next few games because Brunson's out, OG's out with the elbow injury, so he might start. But I think he will have Boban come off the bench. So I'm assuming the lineup will be Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG, Randall. Personally, I'd rather have Hartenstein start at the 5 and have Mitchell Robinson come off the bench. I just like the energy he brings. But I wouldn't be mad if they kept Mitchell Mitchell Robinson in the lineup instead of having Hartenstein, because you can have Boban and Hartenstein off the bench with Burks. I do like Trey McBride. I'm glad to see him get some more minutes, but we all know Thibodeau's not going to play that big of a roster. He's going to keep the rotation small, and he's going to just ride with his horses. Pause.
I want to get into the Indiana Pacers and Philadelphia 76ers deal. And I didn't even know San Antonio was included in this deal. I don't know. Help me figure this out. What was the point of Indiana getting rid of Buddy Hield?
I thought he should have
Salary
stayed.
cap.
You think so?
I figured, but right now, did they have to make that move right now?
I feel like he should have stayed as far as just another weapon, a juggernaut, a shooter, just to strengthen the team. I was shocked they traded him, but this is a business. Unless you have that tag, you're not safe.
The Pacers got back Korkmaz and Doug McDermott, 2 second-round draft picks.
I want to say, what was one of the Morris brothers sent there?
Marcus Morris went to the Spurs. It was a 3-team deal.
Okay, like you said, I was unaware of which part of the Spurs had dealing in that. However, me personally, I say Buddy Hield should have stayed. Get that offense going, add more weapons to your arsenal, make the push so you can compete with the Celtics, the Milwaukees, and the upper echelon in the Eastern Conference.
I mean, I
See
definitely
see
think
you later, buddy. Make sure
yeah,
the door don't hit you on your ass. Bye. We don't need you.
I definitely think they could have handled that during the offseason, but hey, again, another team I don't give a damn about.
We we can see, but I'm glad Buddy's gone because salary cap. And finally, you could play Benedict Matherin because he needs more minutes. I think he's at this position. He's a lot better and could provide more than Buddy at this point in
And
time.
Neesmith has surprisingly been progressing too.
Neesmith's finally fully developed into what he can do. I think he can give you about what he's averaging now, 10 to 14. I wish they would have kept Marcus Morris because I think he would have been that gritty guy, scrappy guy you would need in the postseason. But again, they probably got rid of him for cap issues. And I think they're gonna try to get another piece in the offseason. So I like the moves. Buddy Hield to Philly, it doesn't move me right now because of Joel being out. Now, when Joel's back and healthy, then yeah, that's a good move because now they have more shooting. And honestly, Philly's is doing whatever they can to get more scoring out on the court because
they got
Joel had surgery. He's gonna be out for it's gonna take him 3 to 4 weeks before he starts trying to run on that knee. So then we're in middle of February now. We know he's not coming back this month. He's gonna start running mid-March. By the time he can try, because he's not gonna be healthy regardless. He's gonna come back by the postseason, and he's still gonna try to be recovering on that knee and playing on that knee. My best case for Joel is just to sit, just watch the season, just sit.
And I definitely want to talk about that a lot more. Before we get into it, is there any other deals y'all want to bring up? I do like the Dallas deal though. Them getting Daniel Gafford and who else did they get? What was the other?
They got PJ Washington.
PJ Washington from Charlotte. I think that was amazing for those guys. Dallas right now, I think, was in the bottom, like the lower 3 for like defensive rebounds per game and efficiency this season. And I think that's going to help them a lot. Hoping Kyrie could be consistent and be on that court with Luka. Those dudes are definitely going to be scary come playoff time.
Luka finally got 2 good or decent bigs that he can play with that doesn't need the ball. Gafford does all the dirty work like Lively would do. He can score. He's a pretty decent passer. He's underrated at passing. He's just going to fit the mold perfect for Luka and Kyrie. Grant Williams is going to rot in Charlotte now with Steph Curry. But I heard there was reports that he just didn't sit well with a lot of the players in that Dallas team in front office. I don't know how true that is, but
I heard it was because
of Charlotte.
They said at halftime he had on Luka shoes, then switched to Jason Tatum shoes at halftime. They looked down, did a shoe check, was like, yeah, it's time. You got to go. That was the last straw.
Don't worry. Grant going to be in Dallas for some other reasons. If you know, you know.
Hey, man.
I wasn't familiar with Grant's game, but I know now.
Man, he trying to be a little Draymond, but hey, if that's being said with the trades, let's get to this next topic because
yeah, let's talk about it. I know Musa brought up Joel Embiid and the meniscus tear that he had. And you made a good point just off of where things are with them right now. I wouldn't risk it. I would recommend Embiid sitting out. You just don't never know what's going to happen. You could make it worse, and he's been dealing with that same knee. I think he got it injured about 3-4 times already. So I even think with Embiid being back, I think I had Philly going to the Eastern Conference, but I don't think it's their year this year. Boston is just a little bit too strong. Not really feeling Milwaukee anymore. But I think, MVP status, him putting up 36 points per game, double-digit rebounds. I mean, you can't take a risk at making that situation worse. But then we're talking about a 7-foot beast, over 250 pounds. It's a lot of weight on that knee. So things are going to happen. He's been dealing with stuff with Kansas, but I just don't think – I know they said he'll be reevaluated in about 4 weeks. I just don't think you take that risk.
And I think that's why New York loaded up at the deadline the way they did, because Phillies is wounded. Milwaukee is fool's gold. You only got to worry about Boston and Cleveland. So right now, you swinging, you got the bases loaded, you're going for the grand slam. I don't blame him. Finally, the Knicks are doing something. This is the first time you could probably say there actually might be a title contender
Shit, the first time since I've
in
been
our
alive.
lifetime. In our lifetime. So I mean, we're not gonna count that Melo. No one thought Melo and Amari was gonna get to a title. So
Man,
ain't gonna
it
worry
was
about
just so
that.
many. It was so many egos on that Knicks team.
I
Now
can't
again,
I can't say that was their last hope though with that squad over there.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
they weren't a title contender. No one knew
Yeah.
they were.
I mean, it was. They kept running into one of the best Miami Heat teams. It was a lot of egos. Now with the Joel Embiid, of course, we hate injuries. Injuries stopped a lot of players from being great, or it stopped a lot of early careers. It's just like Musa said, there's blood in the water. At the end of the day, the NBA doesn't stop when one player gets injured. You know, they keep going. Let's see what we can do now. Now, rest the knee, but like I said earlier, Philly has decided to stay afloat to have some type of success for when he does come back. All right, let's drop him in here and let's see what we can do here.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Tyrese Maxey still the top guard in the East. I'm just,
you
I don't
ask
know,
him,
man.
You said is Tyrese Maxey a top point guard in the East right now?
He's still gonna be that top point guard in the East. I'm just saying, no Embiid. We
I
know
mean,
what the
I
number
mean-
one option is.
I mean, let's talk about that because I do think it sucks to see him beat out, but I do think this gives Philly the proper time to give Maxey an evaluation to see if Maxey is really a number one or number two for that team.
I'm just saying they won't. Trey Young in that position, he not gonna drop some of those games they lost to the mediocre teams. I'm
now
just saying.
I'm not making excuses for Maxey, but Tobias Harris has skated for far too long. It's time for him to step up and be the player he was supposed to be. Maxey just got into that type of role. Tobias Harris has to step up for that team. We know Kelly Oubre.
You've been saying that about Tobias Harris for about 5 seasons now.
Listen, I'm putting that narrative out there. I don't want to hear that because last time I checked, who got the All-Star nod first, Maxey or Trey Young?
That's fair.
Maxey. So therefore, I'm just saying, Trey Young in this position, you ain't got to worry about Philly falling down. They're gonna be just fine. Trey Young can carry the team. Let's see if Maxey can do the same. Boy, I wish Draco was on today, man. I wish Draco was on, man.
Well, he's not, so you got to deal with me. So I
And Pacey.
next time Philly and Atlanta plays, I hope that they get back to that competitive nature. Oh, you got a spot over me? Let me go at you. Let me show you why I should have been in that spot. De'Aaron Fox, him and Sabonis too, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get to that.
So do y'all think with the transactions that they made, getting Buddy Hield there, they're in the 5th seed currently right now. What do you guys see them moving forward without Embiid?
Off the
At
top of
least
my
for this
head,
next month.
because I don't know the schedule. Barring any more injuries, I think they stay right around that 4 to 6 range. Like they're right where they're gonna be, right where I think they're gonna end up at. Now, if Maxey's who people say he is, they'll get to that 3rd seed at the lowest. The highest. So we'll see.
It's tough for me to say because we don't know what Indiana's schedule is like. Would they start clicking or make a push? Philly has to stay afloat and bob and weave and take the blows. Possibly give some out when they can.
Philly's next 7 games. We got Washington, Cleveland, Miami, Knicks, Cleveland.
Wait. What game is Philly playing in Philly against Cleveland?
That's at Cleveland.
They have 2 games coming up, right?
So we got at Washington is the next game.
That's a dub.
At Cleveland.
L.
Home against Miami.
Dub.
Home against the Knicks.
Dub.
Boy.
Home against the Cavs.
L.
Home against the Bucks.
L.
At Boston.
Come on now.
W.
That's an L.
W.
That's an L.
Boston looks down on their teams. W.
Not when it's Philly in
a 4-point win over Washington Wizards.
We're talking about one game.
Boston looks down on their teams.
A win is a win, man. At the end of the day, Washington came to play. They was hitting shots last night. what's my guy over there that left Golden State? He finally did something on that court for once. Jordan Poole.
Horrendous. And the coach
Man, the pool been closed, man.
They said the pool been closed. Musa, I can't wait to circle back to some of these predictions you made on this Philly team, honestly, because I love the confidence, but I just
how about your Brooklyn Nets too?
Hey, we're not worried about that right now.
They sitting there. You got a legit bucket on your team, and you guys are not using it.
He's worried. He's worried about more bench pressing motherfuckers trying to push people. You see what happened to Jared Allen?
He didn't try to bench press. He did bench press him. I can't wait to tell Draco about some of these allegations you made towards him, though.
Why?
We're not talking about
Cam
Brooklyn
Thomas in Brooklyn still? Why?
I don't have as much pull there.
I've seen the hit on there.
I don't like that coach over there. I don't.
They just got Dennis Schroeder, so I don't know what they plan on doing with him.
Somebody else to take time from him.
That's gonna lead me to the Lakers when we talk about them, but we could continue.
It might be on purpose. However, like he said, like Musa said, Philly has to stay afloat. But Indiana's making a push. Everybody's gonna keep going. That one injury don't stop the Eastern Conference. So I look forward to seeing the next stretch of games when Philly goes at some of these Eastern teams to see what they do. But I have them beating Boston the next time they play, so we can, circle back to that.
We understand you want to troll. It's okay that Brooklyn is not doing what they should be. It's okay that the Knicks. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We know that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
I'm glad we have this platform to remember all of this.
We're gonna. They play February 27th, so we'll get back to it. And make sure you're there for the reaction video because I want you there. Yeah, but Sixers, man. Musa called out. I mean, the next 8 games, probably had them at 500. I think they'll probably be going about 2-6. Only teams I got them beating is Washington and maybe one of those games against Cleveland. I think Miami will beat them. The Knicks will beat them. They'll get Cleveland one time, but I got them losing to Milwaukee and Boston. So 2-6.
You got them winning 2 games. Wow.
2-6.
Okay. I think Maxey might go off at least 3 out of the 8.
He might go off, but I mean, we're talking about the Cavs right now is rolling.
Miami's just the same as them.
The Knicks are going to be tough.
Brunson's out as well as Randall. That's why I got them beating them. Boban can go off though, but I don't know. I got to see it to believe it without Jalen and Randall.
And then right after that, I think Philly. The next 10 after that is not too bad, but we'll see. We can get into I want to know, like, who do you guys think is next in line for MVP? Now with Embiid being out, he's officially unqualified to get the MVP. So right now, they have in order. Next in line is Jokic, Shai. Looks like Joel Embiid moved to 3rd. Giannis is 4th. Jason Tatum is 5th. The next 5 after that, Luka, Sabonis.
Yes, he's in the top 5 conversation for MVP.
You got Luka, Sabonis, Kawhi, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker finishing out at 10. So top 5 is Jokic, Shai, Joel Embiid moved to 3rd, Giannis, and Jason Tatum at 5.
While Musa goes, do you mind pulling up those Western standards for me, please? I'll circle back to that.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
You know how I feel about Shai. I already said this in the previous episodes. If OKC finishes with that first seed, or at least top 2, Shai is getting MVP. I don't see how he doesn't get it. Because no one expected OKC to be in the position they're in. He's been carrying that team. Now, there's been key players on the team carrying their weight, but they're not at the expectation of what Shai is yet. So no one expected J-Dub to emerge this soon. Or no one expected Chet to look this good this soon after missing the whole last campaign. So, yeah, OKC finishes in that top 2 range. I don't see how he doesn't get it. Now, Denver, because the top 4 is close. So if Denver ends up getting it, I mean, it's hard not to give Jokic another MVP. But I'm just saying, the second half of the season, JT, show them why you need to get the MVP. Best team in the league, averaging 27, about 8-4, probably 5 if you round up. Go on a string of runs after this All-Star break, and he might be able to get that.
I think if he could bring his numbers back up to what he had last year at least 30 points a game, I think he has a real chance, real opportunity.
But I feel like what hurts him is the team. Now, when I say the team, MVP is most valuable player. Yes. However, if you have a star-studded cast to help, it makes things a lot easier to go off and do what you got to do. Like you said, nobody really expected Shea to carry this team to this type of success, excellence, and maintain it. There's no slight towards JT. It's just different circumstances, if that makes sense. If JT was on OKC doing this, of course, let him get it. Shy, he's cooking. No, Joker, I don't know if people are tired of seeing him get the MVP, but I feel like what Shea is doing is more impressive of what he has. And I'm just going to say that. I was having hopes for Luka, but I see that they're lower in the standards than I thought they were, but they can make a push. I feel like OKC might get another MVP coming back to their franchise soon.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
I think the only way Shai gets the MVP is if the NBA is trying to make a new face for MVP.
Well,
I do totally agree with you about what he's doing for that team right now and the numbers that he's putting up and everything. But you got Jokic at 26, 12, and 9. Of course, we know Embiid would have got that if he was there, but I think he was right there second in line. Joker is still putting up the same numbers he's been putting up for the last 3-4 years now.
26, 12, and 9.
And it's not nothing. It's not nothing to take away from Luka. But Luka is, as we see right now, 8th seed. Nuggets is right there, tied for 1. They're probably a half game back. So we got to take that into consideration.
Can we just sit and acknowledge the parity in this league? Like the amount of numbers these players are putting up is it's insane, bro.
Oh yeah, this is my player. This is getting buckets this season. 70s, 50s, 60s. 50 point games back then used to be all right, that's it.
Joel Embiid was averaging 35, 11, and 6.
Oh my God, bro! What are we doing here?
And right now we got Shy. Right now we got Shy at 31, 6, and 6.
Like the numbers they put, 26, 12, and 9. Any 2010 era before that, anyone averaging 26, 12, and 9 is the best player in the league, hands down, without any argument. Joel put up 35, easily the best player in the league. This is it's ridiculous. The numbers.
But we used to give MVP to lowering teams, like when Russell Westbrook got it.
But that was the outlier.
I mean, why? Because he got triple doubles.
He was the first to do it in that time frame in years.
We getting caught up with some narratives, but we got to get back to who really deserves it. Luka's in the top assists, top points. His rebounders, I don't think so, but. Other than the whole quote unquote face, Shea's bringing it every night. Pause. Like he's hooping. He's balling. I just feel like.
And Jokic is bringing it every night.
I mean, yeah, but who has a better supporting cast? If it's the most valuable player.
But I think, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I think you really need to take that in mind, is that the fact that these guys are still doing what they're doing with more support on their team. We want to talk about Jason Tatum averaging 27, 28 points a game. With the Drew Holiday, with the Jaylen Brown, with the Porzingis.
White.
That's tough.
He gets to pull the most shots.
I will say this, not to cut y'all off, because he's not going to win this. So I want to give him some respect since the NBA doesn't want to give him respect. Domantas Sabonis is in the top 10 for MVP voting. He's one of the leading assist men in this season. He's one of the top 3 assist men for bigs. He's one of the top rebounders in the league. And he still couldn't make an all-star team. And his team's winning. So Domantas Sabonis, I'm going to give you your respect. Because if any player from the Kings should have been an all-star this year, it should have been him.
And I think Ace brought that up last week too. And it was more so on the Fox situation, but Sabonis, I do think he should have got in.
Both of them, respectfully.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I totally agree. But I think it's going to go Jokic. I would love to see Shai get it. But again, right now, 26, 12, and 9. Shai, damn, 31, 6, and 6.
But
It's tough, but
they're on top of the conference for a reason, and they're ahead of the Denver Nuggets, who has Joker, who's been doing the same production with his cast, his good cast. Now, granted, it's not the fault of the player if their team is good. However, we have to acknowledge that players are doing better with less. Shea doesn't have the type of stability of a Joker on his team, a big man, or the next best. Like not saying not a big man. He has Chet, but Chet isn't putting up Joker numbers. I just feel like he's doing great production with less help. No slight towards Tatum, no slight towards Joker. It's just, wait a minute, OKC is doing what? And maintaining it. It wasn't for just 1 week, 1 day. They've been maintaining that top spot. I like the competitiveness. We didn't expect it, but it's here. NBA. Let's do it.
I do think Luka
hands
should
down,
be
Shea's
higher on that list, though.
I feel like he could, but I mean, if we're going
And we lost him.
these top 10 in points,
It's cutting up. Go ahead, Ace.
Luka's 10 point assist.
That believe look good from the camera, but that connection messing up, my boy.
My boy over there hopscotching on the Wi-Fi.
I see it's some tampering going on. I start dropping these facts. That's what y'all trying to do.
Nah, but I mean, I definitely do think Luka belongs a little bit higher on that list. But I think it's a heavyweight battle between Shai and Jokic. But we'll see how the rest of the season finishes out and stuff like that. One thing I do want to talk about. Let's get to the next topic. What NBA teams do you guys want to see make a push towards playoffs? I'll pull up the standings too if y'all want again, just to take a look, and we could go over that stuff.
I know some of us are more biased towards other teams than others, so I'll lead with that. Off the rip, Lakers. I want to see Lakers make a push. However, like we said, the NBA is a competitive league. They're not going to just say, here you go, LeBron, AD. No, they got to earn it. So at the one point, the players have to want to make a push for themselves. Me as a fan, I can't even say that. So I want to see Lakers push. I want to see Dallas make a push. But who do they deserve to be ahead of? I feel like they have to compete and earn it. Even the Pelicans.
Let's talk about how the Pelicans is always like there in the mix every single year.
I mean,
yes, no shade against them, but
they need to be consistent with McCollum. You know, the veteran. Brandon Ingram, he's comfortable now as a scorer in the league. It comes down to Zion and his willingness to buy into the system, the product that the coaches are selling, and that right there. I just feel like, honestly, even as a LeBron fan, if you know you're out there like that, at one point, you and AD have to make a push to be like, all right, let's prove it. Let's go out here and cook. They have a lot of issues as far as bench identities. Who's going to score here? Who's going to score there? The matchup they had against the Pelicans was their playoff matchup last season, and it produced in the show. The bench didn't score. However, we have to still put points on the board and go now. We're good. Clippers got hot. That's good. But I'm going for the Lakers to make their playoff push. On the East, I'm going with New York Knicks and Miami Heat to make a push.
Man, LeBron is 40. Them dudes need to help him out. The man's 40 years old, trying to still carry a team.
I mean, when I think about push, I'm just thinking about really more so these playing teams.
For the West, I would love to see Houston and what was the other team?
Houston.
To the West, real quick.
That's your decision.
Yeah,
Houston.
I want to see Houston and Golden State. I want to see Curry in the playoffs again. So yeah, Houston and Golden State and Houston, two teams I would love to see. Utah, get the hell out. Dallas, you can sit out too. Did you sat out last year? But
I want to say New Orleans, get the hell out of there too. The hell.
Nah, I actually want to see New Orleans. I would prefer to see New Orleans over Dallas.
they earn that spot, who are we to say get out of here? However, at
You'd
least
rather
Blake,
see New Orleans over Dallas with that?
with
I'd rather
that
see,
team,
I'd
yeah, because
rather see
they
Dallas than New Orleans. But however, New Orleans been balling, they deserve it. Now, at least Lakers have some type of foundation. Warriors been crumbling as far as Clay. Just I don't know, having a not mental. Clay just ain't been Clay.
oh no, the
He's
Warriors are the Warriors are terrible. I just want to see Curry. I don't care about nobody else but Curry.
The Warriors been on the road though. The last couple games they lost was all, I know some of them was in overtime games. Some of them was a point differential or maybe 6 points and stuff like that. So they haven't been getting tapped. But
it comes
I
down
definitely
to
do agree that they're not the same.
Yeah,
most.
I would love to see Pelicans over Dallas. I think when they was at their peak, right when they had, I think it was Willie Green's first season, Zion was hurt, or he either he was hurt or he was the weight was an issue. I would like to see them try to at full health reach their full potential because that team, as constructed, can make a Western Conference Finals in the West. I believe with the team they
Said they
have,
can
yes, they can.
this year.
Yeah, they have the same core they had when they gave I think it was Phoenix in the first round to run for their money when they won 6 when they should have won that series. So I believe with some experience now for Bi, McCollum has been there, Zion, and Herb Jones, who still don't get talked about as one of the elite perimeter defenders in the league. Jose Alvarado, I think they can make a Western Conference Finals run. Now it goes back to Zion because he got to stay healthy. I think he's bought into the system that they're running, but he just can't stay healthy, and that's the biggest issue. I still like to see him rebound better for his size, though, considering his play style. But yeah, they have the team. They have all of the makings to make a conference finals in the West.
Right now we got Utah and Golden State's tied right now for that 10th spot. But I don't know. I honestly would like to see Golden State make a push. I don't really care for Utah. And that's about it for me in the West. I do want to see the Lakers move up in the standings so they wouldn't have to worry about a play-in matchup. But I think having a play-in matchup is, I think we might have I don't got them going to the Western Conference, but I think that they're going to make a little push depending on the matchup they have first round. If they go against like OKC, I could see LA beating those guys maybe in 7 games, just off of experience. I don't think OKC, just with them and the lack of experience, is going to make it this far this year. I think next year is their year, to make a little bit of a deeper push. But I would definitely like to see the Lakers move up in the standings and Golden State. As far as the East, I think it's fine where it is. I hope these bottom 4 stand pat. I do think Miami's going to slide up a bit more. I have Philly going down with Joel Embiid being out, and Indiana losing Buddy Hield. I think they're going to be in the mix between 6 and 7. But I think definitely these 3 teams here is going to be swapping out a lot. Can't forget about Orlando either, but I think everything's fine for me, at least where it's at right now.
Like you said, with Philly losing Embiid, they might drop, but who knows? Pacers may get better, attack the rim more, so they may go up. I feel like Miami and then also Atlanta. Trae Young and Murray might click, so we can possibly see them rise a little bit. But I feel like the month of March is going to be key for a lot of teams. Like, how bad do we want it? We had the All-Star break. We have the trade deadline isn't around, so we don't have to be like playing nervous. Let's get out there, get a bucket, get some wins, and make an argument. Because after March, then everybody's looking ahead to see where they are and getting ready for playoff seasons.
Yeah, I mean, definitely respects to Cleveland, man. That's I had those guys dropping when we did our top 5 in the standings. But definitely shout out to those guys. Like I said, I think that second seed is going to be real important. I would like to see the Knicks, make a little bit more of a push. I think Milwaukee's going to drop down to maybe 4.
You got Boston dropping. You got them still on top of that.
No, I ain't got no damn Boston dropping, man.
Make
They
sure.
holding down that number 1 seed. You know better than that.
Hey,
There's no way the Celtics are going to drop down. I think they got a comfortable lead so far. I think they're going to broaden it out a little bit more, and I don't see Cleveland or Milwaukee catching up to those guys. Celtics second half of the season after the All-Star break is pretty lenient. So no, I don't have them dropping out. No. The West, I think it's pretty good. I think it's going to be a battle for that number 1 seed. I think it's going to be a battle all the way towards the end of the season for home court advantage purposes. I do want to see Phoenix make a little bit of push, but I don't see them catching up 5 games back. I think they'll be in a battle and a mix up between them and Sacramento as well. And then we got New Orleans right there.
The fact that the 4 in the West is really like this competitive, I love it because it's not guaranteed. But again, shout out to, like I said, OKC and maintaining it. Shout out to the Timberwolves for really being up there and being the team they can potentially be. I feel like Karl Anthony Towns, it comes down to him. How bad does he want it? We know what Edwards is bringing. Phoenix can make a push, but I feel like they're comfortable in their standings. Sacramento's not easy. Pelicans, Dallas, Lakers, like it comes down to stability and who wants it more.